Okay,
Right.
we have 1 more minute.
Okay.
I
Time to
think,
spare. Excellent.
yeah, two people waiting.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, it's been pretty small classes lately, hey?
Yeah, it all depends from day to day.
I know it really does change. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the thing about drop-in classes, right? They're variable all the time.
Yeah.
That's all right.
In the other classes, someday there will be like 9 people, and next day, next week it will be only two.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is fixed.
Yeah, that's all right. We got the ones who make it their every week their part of their routine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. I let them in.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Okay,
Okay, you can start whenever you like.
thank you. All right. Well, hello everyone. I'll give everyone just a moment to get settled and all of that. I'm Julie from Motion Rehab and Fitness. Thanks for joining me today. We need two pieces of equipment for today's class, or I guess technically three, but two different types of equipment. So we're going to be doing a little bit of paddling. So if you have something like a dowel, broomstick, cane, something that will space your hands and is relatively rigid, that would be perfect. So you can grab one of those if you can to have it nearby. We won't use it quite yet. And then we're going to be using two hand weights today, sometimes one, sometimes two. Always an option just to have one in hand. So we'll try to remember to give you a few kind of pointers if you only have one weight. And if you don't have weights at all, maybe you have some water bottles or soup cans or something else that you can hold on to instead. Or maybe you're dealing with an injury today and you would like to just do range of motion. So do the exercises that we're doing without weight in hand, and that's fine too. So weights are for later as well. We'll have the same format that we usually have for class. So we're going to do a warm up. We're going to do a cardio portion, which is our kayaking, where you're pacing yourself accordingly. So it doesn't have to be something that makes you breathless. Maybe it's just something that gets some range through your shoulders, and the heart rate maybe just a little bit elevated. And then we'll do some resistance work and finish off with a stretch. So that is our plan for today. If you're just joining us, I was saying that you will need a dowel or another kind of hand spacer for class today. We're going to be doing a little bit of paddling. So that will be one, and then two hand weights if you have them. Awesome. We don't need any of that stuff yet. That'll be for a little bit later. So thanks for joining. Let's get started. You can be back on your seat for full back support to start, eyes to close, and just focusing inwards on our breathing for a moment or two here. So nice even breaths in and out to start. And then I think we'll do one of my favorites that we do quite often, our breathing warm up, where we're thinking about different spots along our body as we breathe. So we're going to start with the crown of our head. Every breath in brings the crown of your head just a little bit closer to the ceiling. And every breath out, you're trying to hold most of that length. So you're stretching up through your spine with a breath in, and then staying long through the spine with a full exhale. Good, let's do a few more like that. And then next, we're going to turn the attention to the rise and fall of our chest. If you like that bit of feedback, you can have your hand on your chest just for the feel of the rise and fall. So big breath in and an equally large exhale. So an inhale and an exhale, feeling your rib cage expand. Maybe this makes you feel like you sit just a little bit taller in your chair as well. So nice even inhale, exhale. Hopefully your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears as you're doing this as well. So we're going to try to keep those shoulders low, and we'll do some more warm up regarding that in a minute. Good. And then we're moving to our third focus point, which is the rise and fall of our belly. And we're going to tune into our core muscles a little bit for this one. So on the inhale, belly fills up like a balloon. On the exhale, belly button actively pulls to backbone, squeezing out all the air. So breath in, breath out. Nice active breath. So we're engaging those core muscles. On the exhale, pulling belly button to backbone. Let's do 2 more like that. And 1. Great. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed if you like, or open them now. We're going to add some movement through head and neck with tiny little circles, as if you have a crayon attached to the top of your head, right at the crown of your head, and you're drawing circles on the ceiling. And then you go back the other direction. Hello, there's more joining us. Excellent. Last one. Good. And then let's go bigger in each direction. So nice big circles. Let's do 3 slow circles each way. Take a little extra time if you find a spot that needs some extra attention. And then when you're ready, you'll go back the other direction, 3 the other way as well. Awesome. Come on back through center. If you're just joining us, just so you know what my plan is for today, it's a bit of a kayaking class. So in a bit, we'll have our paddle in hand. So whether that's a dowel or a broomstick or a cane. And then we will be using 2-hand weights later on today as well. So just have those things handy if you can. If you don't have them today, we can improvise. So no problem there. All right, let's get those shoulder blades moving just a little bit with a gentle shrug up and a nice firm shrug down your back. So if you're thinking about this as being you moving your shoulder blades are tracking up your back, and then shoulder blades are being pulled down your back by the retractor muscles that sit right at the base. So shoulder blades up slightly, shoulder blades squeeze down. So this isn't meant to be a trapezius muscle or stress muscles work, really. It's just meant to be shoulders up enough that I can really feel that down press. So let's do 2 more like that. And 1. Good. And we're going to turn to one side, and we're going to do not the shrug now up, but more a reach and then that down press. So now you're getting a little bit of lat muscle involved as well as some shoulders too. But I want it to be shoulder blades still, really aware of its job to pull that arm down. So to help in that motion. Last 2. And 1. Good. And then we'll switch to the other side and do the same. So shoulder is already set. It's going to stay now in a down position more or less throughout. Just a little bit up with that shoulder blade as we reach up, but mostly just that down press with a pull down to the side. Good. 2 more. And 1. Awesome. Back through center. Hands can be on your lap just for a moment as we do a little forward roll with our shoulders. Again, just a bit so that we can really set it up to squeeze those shoulder blades back to our center point at our spine. So nice big squeeze back. Now we're not squeezing up at all. We're keeping those shoulders low and set and just doing an opening through the chest while we do some shoulder blade work here. Good. Last one like that. Going to that single arm move again, where now we can get a little bit more reach. So you can reach far enough that your shoulder blade comes away from center and then pull in so that it, comes very close to your spine as it pulls to its stopping point and range. Good. Let's do last 2 and 1. And we're going to do the same on the other side. Shoulder is set. Letting that shoulder blade come slightly forward and then pull actively back. Good. Last one here. All right, let's add a little bit of rotation next. So both hands on same side lat to rotate side through center. If it's available to you to move slightly forward from your chair back, you're welcome to do that now. Just a little more space to move. If you need that chair back for support, absolutely, that is fine. Yeah, nice long spine. Shoulders are just set in a low relaxed position right now. We're going to add back in one of our moves we just did in just a moment. So let's actually just do one more like this. And let's add that move right away that we were doing. So we were reaching forward, but now we can grab and rotate at the same time, as long as that's feeling good for you. We have one hand to kind of guide the movement on our lap. And then shoulder blade pulls to center as we row and rotate. Two more. And one. Awesome. Let's do the same on the other side. So hips are evenly weighted on the chair, rotating side through center, both hands to guide to start. Good, just working through gentle range here as we get the rotation going. Good, two more. And one. Awesome. And then setting that shoulder, getting ready to do a big reach with a row and rotate here. Good, two more. And one. Awesome. Next, we're going to warm up our obliques and get a little bit more movement through the spine that way as well. So hips are going to stay more or less even here. Hands can be on your lap or maybe on the arms of your chair, the base of your chair for a bit of stability if you need that. We'll start with hands down and just do a little side through center move. So of course we get a little bit more weighting side to side as we move here, but I don't want that hip to lift. I want the movement to be mid-spine so that I'm doing that side through center, using my oblique muscles to pull me back again. So it can be quite small. Last one each way for now. And then we're going to add back in the move that we did earlier with the reach up, but now we're going to side flex and pull down. So a little bit more movement. If you're finding this side flexion is just not feeling right today, you're welcome to stay in a more upright position and do it that way today. Good, two more. And one. Awesome. Same thing on the other side. So evening out through the hips, trying to keep that hip that we're shifting off of still engaged on the chair as you side flex and pull back down again. Good. Two more here. And one. Awesome. And I am almost done warm up. Let's finish it off with some shoulder circles to the back. We'll do a bent elbow circle to start with. So now we're trying to keep that shoulder blade in more or less a set position. And then we're going to start to do some bigger circles on this side. We're moving to the back at the moment. Good. Last two. And one. And then we're going to do the same thing to the front, starting with little kind of bent elbow scoops. And then adding in some bigger circles here. Let's just do 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Let's switch to the other side and do the same. So it was a bent elbow circle before. And then a longer arm circle as well. So just working with whatever your shoulder range of motion is today. Good. Two more. And one. And then setting that shoulder to do little forward scoops, so with a bit of elbow bend. And then bigger scoops as you're ready. For 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. I am ready to paddle. I also need a drink of water. If you do too, go ahead and grab that, and you can grab your dowel or other paddle related object, and we'll get started. Okay, so whenever you're ready to join me paddling, we're just going to do a nice relaxed paddle to start. Going to set up our posture. And I'm planning the intervals today that we often do. So we're doing 45-second intervals. There'll be 4 different paddling variations. And then we'll have a 45-second rest and reset and go again. So the plan is to do that 4 times through. Goes by pretty fast. The 4th time, I always give you some options of a little bit more slow and mindful movement as opposed to faster movements. So we'll let you decide when we get there how you feel about that. Give me a little bit of a longer side to side paddle and see if you can sit really tall. So hips even on the chair, core muscles supporting you here. So our oblique muscles that we were, that we were warming up with our side flex and with our rotation actually. We need them to support us as our arms move in a really long side to side paddle. Good, and then come back just to a close paddle. So close is whatever is comfortable for you. If you have arms of the chair or something else that's kind of a bit in the way, you can go a little bit wider, that's fine. Or nice close to your lap paddle if that works for you. Good, and then we're gonna stay upright and do nice long paddles to the front. So as far as you can reach with just your arms without any forward flexion. Or forward hinge, I guess. And then maybe you're going to hinge. So we didn't actually do a hinged warm up today, but our hinge for now is shoulders straight forward. And this will be dependent on your level of core control. So if you need to stay at your chair back, absolutely stay there. Or a little bit of a forward hinge, keeping that length through your spine. Good, last 2. And 1. Okay, so my timer is just right here. So let me get that set up. We're gonna do 45 seconds, again, of 4 different exercises. Our first one is a back paddle, which always is a bit of a mind game for me to get that going. So I don't know about you, but let's give it a try together. It's a nice one to have yourself slightly forward on your chair if that's available to you, just to give yourself a little more space. But again, is totally fine if you are at your chair back. All right, so let's go. Okay, let's go back paddle. I don't know, is it just me or is that hard to coordinate? It's good for us though, right? You need a little bit more support through your core to make this happen. So if you're thinking about pressing yourself through the water to push the water kind of forward with your paddle, right? Good. Luckily, we're only here for the 45 seconds in total, and it's almost done already for this round. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Today, one of our next one is 4 paddles, quick by your knees. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 2 up presses. Press up for 2. So 4 quick paddles, 2 up press. Press up for 2. 4 quick paddles, 2 presses for the ceiling. Three, 2, and 1. All right, now we just have a nice even paddling session of forward paddling. So we don't have to think about that back paddle for, did I say pedaling? I meant paddling for this one. So just a nice even pace. If you want this one to be a little higher tempo, if you want to Lean slightly forward, long spine. Add a little bit of rotational movement. Go ahead. So a bit like a 45-second sprint. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And our last one of this one is 4 even paddles close to your knees and 2 to the front. So 4 close paddles, 2 presses to the front. If you want to add a bit of a hinge, so get a bit more of that row action forward and back, that's an option. This is our first interval set, almost done. Good. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. 45 seconds to rest, or if you want to keep paddling and keep your heart rate up, you are welcome to do that. Maybe you're going to stretch it out. Take a drink of water. Shake your head back and forth. Hopefully that's feeling okay for everyone. So that's 1 of 4. Good. You're welcome to just take another few moments to catch your breath. I'm just going to start gently paddling here. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we got that tricky back paddle to start. So if this is frustrating to you and you want to do a forward paddle instead, I'm totally fine with that, of course. Maybe if you're doing a forward paddle, you're going for a little bit of a wider paddle just to change things up a bit. Good. I really want you to feel those core muscles helping you on this one. So we have to sit back just a tiny bit to kind of clear some room for the paddle, right? So I want the core muscles to work hard. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. We got our 4 close paddles and then our 2 upward presses. Good. So working at your own pace, focusing on posture here as well. So we did all those warm-ups at the beginning for our shoulder blades and for the kind of set of our spine, nice long positioning. So trying to keep all those things in play as we do these as well. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. We got our forward paddle now. This is our sprint paddle if you are so inclined, or just a nice even tempo, whatever feels good for you. Maybe you're slightly forward hinged just to give yourself a little bit more engagement through the core and a little bit of rotation through the shoulders or through the spine, I guess. Watching the shoulders move a little more side to side. Okay, we got 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to finish off this set with our 4 close paddles and 2 presses forward with that option of a hinge and reach. Awesome. So 4 close paddles, 2 presses to the front. This means we're almost done our second round of this interval series. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, so time to stretch it out again. or take a drink, whatever you need. Maybe give yourself a hug and shake your head back and forth, or drop your chin to your chest and shake it slowly side to side. Awesome. So 2 done, 2 to go, with an option of some change ups on round 4, which I'll let you know about as we get into that. We got about 10 more seconds left before we start our next round here. So whenever you're ready to just get to a gentle paddle. Oh, okay, there goes my timer. Here we go, back paddle. Good, so lots of engagement through that core, long spine. Imagining that you're pressing your paddle through the water, past your knees to the front. Good, we got 10 more seconds here. Awesome, we are done that one. All right, let's go 4 close paddles, 2 presses for the ceiling. 4 close, 2 press. Good, keep going there. 15 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, here comes our sprint round. So 45 seconds, forward paddle, shoulders stay away from your ears, strong through your core. Good, keep going, nice even breaths here. We are 10 seconds to go on this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, and finishing off the round with those 4 closed paddles, 2 forward presses. Hinge is optional. Close paddle for 4, press for 2. Good. After this one, we have our 45-second rest round. Keep going just a little bit longer. We have about 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, stretch it out, shake it out, grab a drink. You take your arms back, we're up. So we have 1 more to go. You can kind of do a little check in with yourself and see how you feel right now. If you feel like you would like to continue with a little bit more of a steady work state, you can continue exactly as we have been doing. You know what to do. Or if you'd like to slow it down a bit and change the movements to be a little bit more, thoughtful and muscle based, you're welcome to do that. I'll be demoing a little bit more of that. So we're starting our last round in 3, 2, and 1 with our back paddle, which is already, I don't know, unless it's just me, it's already tricky enough. But let's go slower if you wish, where you're really thinking about pushing through the water. Like the paddle is really heavy, you got lots of resistance. So you got to work hard to push it all the way until you clear the water. We're just really slowing it down. Slow isn't always easier. Sometimes it's harder from a muscle control perspective. So thinking about that slow movement and how that feels. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. For our paddles with 4, we'll still do 4 nice even paddles. Doesn't have to be fast. And then for our 2 up reaches, you could do a little side flex and reach up with one side. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Paddle press one side, the other side. Maybe you like those paddle presses and you're just going to stay with that and not do the, I think I'm going to stay there. We've got 15 more seconds left. So if you'd like to just stay with our side flex press, you're welcome to do that, or our 4 paddles as well. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Our sprint can still be a sprint if you like, or it can be a big hinged reach. So if you're able to come away from your chair back, long spine, and give me a long forward reach, you're welcome to do that, or sprint if you would like to keep the pace up for this one. Regardless, lots of core work going on here as well. Shoulders are staying down away from your ears. Got 10 more seconds on this one, and then we only have 1 more left. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. So this one will be the same. You can keep with that 4, and then our forward press for 2. Or you can change it up a little bit. So the forward press, again, can be a little bit diagonal or directionally different. You might decide that you just want to focus on that. So you might just do the directional press and not do the 4 extra paddles. About 15 seconds left on this one, and we are done our intervals for today. We got 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. So we're finished the intervals. Before you set down your paddle-like object, let's do this one together. Shoulders are set. If you have a lower back to your chair, make sure this is a safe exercise for you. So don't be pressing too far back into this one, of course. But we're reaching up for a nice big breath in. And releasing down. Trying to keep those shoulders low. If our chin is slightly retracted, we'll talk a little bit more about that if I remember later, but if we keep that long position through our spine right up to the top of our head, we might actually start to raise through our chest and look slightly up. Probably not all the way up overhead, but slightly up. And we're giving ourselves lots of space to breathe here. So big breath in. We'll do 2 more like this. Last one. Awesome. All right, we're going to trade our dowel for our 2 hand weights. So you can go ahead and grab them now. I'm going to stop my timer because it's still beeping at me. And grab another drink of water if you need one too. Okay. So we are using 2 hand weights. I did say earlier that if you, of course, maybe have an injury or just want to work through range of motion today for whatever reason, you don't need weights in hand at all. You can do without. And also if you just have 1 weight in hand, I'll be doing about 8 of each exercise. So you would maybe be switching back and forth. Also, if you have some sort of grip support that you use, we can keep both weights in hand throughout and just have 1 weight down on the lap when we're only using 1. So lots of different options there. I am going to start with 2 weights in hand, and we're going to do our chest press with both arms together to start. And then we'll have some other options in a moment. So shoulders are set, elbows are slightly bent, and we're in kind of this winged position away from our side. So we're going to use our chest muscles to engage and pull the base or the bottom side of our weights together and then release. So I want this to be low enough that it feels like it's chest muscles and not neck muscles, right? Not those trapezius muscles. So shoulders are set. Here we go. We have this weight out front, so if you need full back support for this one, absolutely use that. We're gonna do 3 more like this for now. 2 and 1. Good. All right, set those weights down on your lap for a moment. Maybe shake out your shoulders to the back. Much as we try not to load through our trapezius muscles, those kind of exercises do definitely make them turn on a little bit. So we're trying to keep that set shoulder position as much as possible. I'd like to do a second set right now. We're going to do a single arm, so you can choose which side you want to do first. And we're going to give a little bit of option of rotation. So we already did some rotation on warm up, a little bit maybe while we were paddling too. So shoulder is set, exact same start position. And now it's up to you. If your chest press ends at chest level directly out front, or whether it's going to carry through with control to get a little bit of rotation. So either way, we're doing 6 of them. Again, you can do this without weight as well. So, sorry, 8 of them. 8, not 6. 7, 6, 5. Should be feeling this mostly chest. 4, and then some core muscles, definitely 2. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. You can set that weight down. Do a little reset. Hips are nice and even on the chair. Shoulders are back and down. Here we go with side number 2. So again, weight in hand or no weight if that's best for you. Either stopping at center point or carrying through with control, not with momentum, to go for a bit of a wider punch or a longer punch, I guess. So let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Weights can come down to your lap again. So usually on days when we do chest, we also do back with our resistance work because those are 2 opposing muscle groups. Want to work them both. Our back muscles are mainly our rhomboids that we're going to be using for the next exercise, and we warm those guys up good when we were doing our shoulder pullbacks, shoulder blade squeezes. So I'm going to do this one actually the opposite way around, and I have a reason why. We're going to do our row with one arm to start, and then we're going to do a dual row after we've kind of noticed how this feels. So you have 2 options right from the beginning for this. One hand is on your lap for support. If you know you need more support than you can have with a weight in hand, you're welcome to set down the second weight for now. If you need to stay at your chair back for full support, you're going to be rowing back to a wide end point, so elbow pulls back. And if you are able to hinge away from your chair back, leaving a nice long line through your spine, your weight's going to start, I know you can't see my shins, but at about shin level, and pull to that wide spot. No rotation for now, okay? So regardless of which of those 2 you choose, here we go. For 8, shoulder blade pulls to center as that arm pulls back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come up tall, reset. Let's do the same on the other side. So we will have a hinged option with both arms after this. So just kind of notice how it feels to have one hand of support, one arm moving if you've chosen the hinged position. And we'll talk about that in a minute here. Here we go. Second side, either upright or hinged for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, come up tall, So we got two things to talk about before we finish off with our last weighted exercise for today. I'm just going to set them down on my lap so I can move my hands around for a moment. The first one is chin retraction. I promised you that I would try to remember to talk about that. And it's a good one to talk about now because especially when we use both arms to pull back, we have a tendency to have our chin come forward even just a little bit, right? So we're going to try and keep that length of your spine right up to the top of your head by having your chin pivot slightly back, or it's your skull pivoting slightly back on your top of your spine, just to get that length. So it's the difference between chin forward and chin back. So it's not down, but straight back. And it's very small. Depending on how forward facing you are throughout your day, you might even feel like this is a little bit of a stretch right at the base of your skull just to hold this position. So we're going to try to hold that. As we do our last row set for today, we're going to use both arms at the same time. Sometimes I will have suggested that you have like a little pillow on your lap if you need a little bit of extra support. You're welcome to do that, but I didn't give you a hint that we were going to use that today. So if you know you need the support of your chair to do both arms coming back into your row, you'll stay upright. If you are able to hinge forward and keep that length through your spine and hold that position, we're going to do our row this way. So I will let you decide which is best. Here we go. Pulling back for 8. That little bit of chin retraction to keep that chin from popping forward. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Come back up tall. We are done with that one. Now, I said that we were done with resistance, and we are. You can certainly put down both your weights, but if you want to keep one weight in hand for this next one, you're welcome to it. Sometimes we use a weight for this one, and sometimes we don't. So I will let you decide. We're going to do our side flex for our obliques. Weight is completely optional. So if you've had enough of weights for today, set it down. If you want one weight in hand, we're going to maybe hold on with the free hand. If you feel like you need that, or I have something else for that one to do in a moment. We're going to side flex towards the weighted side, keeping both of our hips on the chair, so not letting that hip lift, and pulling back through center using our side core muscles. So side flex, pull up. Okay, we're only going to do 4 more of them. If you feel like you want a little extra challenge, fingertips are going to be extended on your free side, so free hand. So we're going up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, reset, decide how you feel about having that weight in hand. If you want to trade it to the other side and use it again, absolutely. Shoulder is set, long through the spine. We'll do 4 like this. Last 2. And 1. You'll keep going the same way if that's best for you, or that extended reach if you like, just for a little extra challenge. Up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. We are really done with our weight now. You can set them down, grab another drink if you need it, and it is time to stretch. Awesome. I think we're going to start with a low back stretch today. Now, if you are at your chair back and you know that it's best to stay there, you're going to be doing an extended stretch with hands on your lap, maybe a little pressure through pressing your hands into your lap as you get nice and tall and release. So nice even breath in and out. If you're able to come away from your chair back with a hinge, we're going to hinge down to a nice comfortable position to just hang out here and breathe for a few. Come on back up nice and slow. Awesome. I have one little change up for you, so you're welcome to do that exact same thing again. So either the upright extended breath in and out, or our hinge, or if you want to change it up just a little bit, you can kind of shift your weight one hip to the other just a bit, almost like you're like wagging your tail, moving your tailbone side to side. Just that little bit of a weight shift just to get a slightly different stretch side to side through our erector spinae muscles. And then come on back up nice and slow. Good. We're going to stretch on one arm at a time here for a couple different stretches. So shoulder is set. Let's do a big reach across, pick a side, doesn't matter which one, and then hug it in. Make sure that your shoulder hasn't crept up by your ear when you did that. You might need to do a little reset if you find that's the case. If this feels like a nice stretch and you want to add a bit more to it, you're going to rotate slightly into the stretch. Nice and tall in your chair for this one. Good, and then you're gonna ease your way back through center. Unwind that arm and just let it come out to the side. Nice stretch through the chest. We'll do that a couple times, and then we'll add a different option here. So we'll do one more actually like this. Good. And then we're going to add a little bit more stretch of this one. Your shoulder doesn't love it. You'll do the one we were just doing instead. Hand just gently on your head. I think this is like the sprinkler dance, is it not? Opening up through the chest and shoulder. Nice long spine here. Good. Ease your way out of that one. One more on this same side. We're going to do our reach up and over. You can have your hand on the chair or the chair, base of the chair, or on your lap as we do a press for the ceiling, cross body, and maybe starting to open up a little bit through the chest. So you're welcome to rotate and look slightly up. Good. Ease your way back through center. Let's do the other side, see if I remember them all. Yes, we started with our crossbody reach. So hand is on your shoulder, hug it in, maybe rotate into that stretch just a little bit. Good, ease your way back through center, unwind that arm, go nice and wide for me. Stretch through the chest. Good, and then you're gonna set that shoulder down and take your hand just gently to the base of your skull to open up through. Awesome. Ease your way out of that one. Shoulder is set as we get set for our big reach up and over, big press, maybe a bit of rotation as well. Awesome. You can ease your way out of that one. We are almost done stretching. Let's stretch out through our neck a little bit. So you are welcome to just drop ear to one shoulder, or to add a little bit more to it by taking your hand and either putting it on your hip or slightly into your back pocket. Elbow can pull back just slightly if you have the space for that. And then you're going to rotate your gaze to look down towards your hip on that same side instead. Good. Head comes back through neutral. You can unwind that arm. Drop your ear to the other shoulder. Decide if you want to just stay there or if you want to take that opposite hand and tuck it into your back pocket or onto your hip. And then rotating your gaze to look down towards your hip on that side. Good. Head comes back through neutral. You can get comfortable on your chair, full back support here. Hands can just be on your lap. Just give me two slow head and neck circles in each direction. Take a little bit of time to get all the way around. When you've done two one way, go back the other direction. Great. And then head just comes through neutral. You're welcome to take your eyes to close just for a moment. Let's take a few moments just to focus on our breathing again. You're welcome to have that just be nice, even breaths in and out if you like, or if you want to have a focus point, we're going to do it in reverse to how we started class today. So we're going to start down at our belly with a nice big breath in, like you're filling up a balloon, and a really even exhale that pulls your belly button towards your backbone. So nice big breath in and out, belly breathing. Great, and then from there you can turn the attention to the rise and fall of your chest, sitting nice and tall so we get full expansion through our lungs on a breath in, feeling those the rib cage expand, and then a nice even breath out while we're maintaining our length through our spine. Big breath in and out. And then turning our attention to the length of our spine right up to the top of our head. So every breath in draws the crown of your head slightly closer to the ceiling. And every breath out holds most of that length. Full exhale. Great, let's do two more like that. Awesome. Okay, you can take your eyes to open. I always finish my class the same way. So we'll finish with three big breaths in, starting down low and reaching for the ceiling. One more here. All right, thanks for joining me today. If you'd like to hop on and chat, or if you have any questions, feel free. Otherwise, hopefully we'll see you again. Thanks, Gordon. I see your message. Have a good rest of your week.
I'm
For a great class. That was awesome.
Oh, good. Thanks, Catherine. I don't think I've seen you in class before. Thanks.
No, this is the first time. So I
Awesome.
missed the first couple. So I was very excited to be. My Thursdays are finally free. So I'm like, oh, yay.
Good. Good. Well, I hope to
No,
see
this
you
is
again
awesome.
then.
And so I am a little shaky on some of the core stuff. I'm a T45 para. So my
Okay.
core from like chest line below is a little shaky. But I love these exercises because, even when I don't think I'm working on them, like a week will go by and I'm like, wow, I can do that a little bit more than I did before. So I just want to say
So
thank
exciting.
you for awesome. So everybody have a great week.
Yeah,
You
see you too.
too.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you again. I appreciate it.
Julie, I'm sorry I haven't been around. I
Okay.
we went on a cruise to Alaska, and then of course I came home with COVID.
Oh no.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm just still
Better.
kind of a little,
Right.
but I'm okay. And kind of because of that, the question that I have is, now that I'm old, I feel like it's very easy for me to lose strength, like
Mhm.
from being sick and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you have any thoughts, suggestions on what I should be doing to make sure that that doesn't happen or that I regain my strength as quickly as possible.
Right. It's always tricky, isn't it? I think gentle exercise as you're able to do it without exhausting yourself is the most important part, right? So, getting through your day is probably still a bit of an exhaustion in itself, right? If you're
No.
recovering from, no, you're feeling better now. Okay.
Yeah, I've never
Okay.
really had, I mean, I'm coughing, but
Yeah.
I've never felt like I was out of breath or anything.
Right. I always default to some of our banded exercises is kind of the best, most gentle thing we can do because it gives us a good range of motion without any kind of like the bounce that sometimes weights give us if we're not really mindful of how we're moving or if we're moving too fast. So I think as long as you're moving through ranges of motion, all the stuff that we would do, and you know, starting to add more movement back to your day. I don't think I have a really like solid answer for you, Doreen, but just kind of don't go full bore back in. Some people are like all or nothing kind of people, and that's probably not best when you're recovering. But to have the the thought in the back of your head that you need to ease your way back in and gain that strength again. I think gentle and more repetitions is better. So just for an example, if you do 5 pounds usually and you do a bicep curl and 5 pounds is feeling like a lot right now, if you're dialing down to 3 pounds, but you're doing more of them within reason, like, 15 max kind of thing, you're still like gaining back that endurance so that you can then gain back the strength as you kind of build on that. I hope that's at
Okay.
least a little bit helpful.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, good.
Awesome. I
Did you get to
appreciate it.
enjoy any of your cruise?
Pardon?
Did you get to enjoy any of your cruise? Were
Oh,
you
yeah, I
sick?
didn't get sick till I got back, so that worked out well.
That's good.
It was beautiful, yeah.
Good.
And quite honestly, the reason I think I got sick is because I was with friends who were walking and they were like doing all kinds of exercise all day long, walking around Alaska. And I was in my chair, my power chair, and so I wasn't getting any exercise. So when they all went to bed at 10, I went to the dance floors and danced for a few hours. And I'm sure that's how I got sick. But I got exercise.
Yeah, and it was fun in the moment, hey?
Exactly.
Yeah, the weather was good too.
Yes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to rain the whole time. And every port that we went to, people said, "Oh my God, yesterday was awful." So
Oh,
we were very lucky.
yeah, you hit it just right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, sorry you got sick when you got back, but it sounds like it was worth it. Yeah.
My poor honey, who did not go to the dance floor, got sick too, so I feel guilty.
Oh, yeah. Got to share.
Mhm.
Well, glad to see you back, and hopefully, keep feeling better now.
Thanks.
Take care.
Nice to see you all.
Thank you.
Have a-
Julie, I don't think I've ever heard of the sprinkler dance before.
Oh, that's what I wanted.